one of the things you would have come to the theatre for, and the Lyceum is a great example, was to see medical curiosities, things like the Elephant Man. And one of the people we know that was displayed is this young chap here. And his skin was covered with bark-like growths, little horny spikes, a bit like the feeling of shark skin, we would assume. It's a very rough, very grating texture to it. And we know he was displayed here because it's recorded within both of the records which are now kept at the British Library, but also in the history of the Lyceum. And he did a tour of quite a lot of theatres, and we think also into Europe. Now, the only person ever to suffer from this particular disease was this gentleman and his children, which, considering the amount of covering he has of this bark-like texture, does raise questions about the young lady he married. Such medical curiosities were considered real entertainment. So you might have also come to a theatre to watch a surgical operation.
Right.
Or to watch a madman having holes drilled in his skull to release the pressure on his brain.
Just wondering, was this the origin of freak shows, or do you think? Or
we are seeing, in this context, a lot of references which may have brought about the freak show phenomenon.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you would have seen dwarves on display.
Yeah.
You would have seen gurus from India doing weird and wonderful magic tricks. You would have seen magical performances. But one of the other performers here, her ghost is also seen here. And we think this ghost is a particular performer. It's described as a very, very ugly woman, incredibly witch-like and haggard, carrying a severed head.
Right.
Now this fits to a particular lady who displayed her craft here and became a resident in London. And to this day you can see her business at work. The name of the lady is Madame Tussauds.
Tussauds, okay.
Who started her career making death masks of beheaded aristocrats. And these wax figurines, so lifelike, were what she brought to London. But she was renowned for being an incredibly ugly woman. Now, the other things you might have come here for include secret societies, including a particular one who are the Sublime Beefsteak Society.
Beefsteak Society?
Yeah, they gathered here to get very, very, very drunk and sing and talk about the praises of the good beefsteak, preferably surrounded with a nice little bit of dressing, maybe some onion gravy and a few potatoes, and a very, very, very large amount of alcohol.
Not much has changed then.
Well, it's an incredibly exclusive club, to the point that they actually kicked out the Prince Regent.
Right. And
there were only ever sort of 24 members as far as we know. They included prime ministers, ministers of religion, and we actually have records that I've discovered, actually funny enough, hunting through the British Library the other week, of one occasion where they met somewhere else briefly, and the police were, at the time, were told of this group of sordid, mysterious-looking gentlemen diving into a building. And when they raided it, they found it was this secret society and the Prime Minister was sitting there. However, the police didn't recognise them and refused to believe they were who they said they were.
Right.
Which led to much embarrassment at the old Scotland Yard. But they would have gathered here and sung. You'll have to pardon my singing.
Yep, go for your life.
There are 24 stakers on the rope there. And there's John Richards, the renowned recorder of our society, who lectures us all for our sins, the most heinous of which is the sin of sobriety. But the rest you'll have to come and hear me tell. So I'll see you soon.
Okay, cool.
For maybe a steak, a port and some gravy.